Just to pick up on a couple of those points. So Tom's, that workaround is from CrowdStrike. So that shows they're making at least some progress as to how they can get around it. Hopefully they have a proper substantive fix soon. But just the last part of that statement there from the government, the National Emergency Mechanism Group will meet shortly, co-chaired by the National Emergency Management Agency. So obviously the government's taking this seriously, with that agency taking the lead. So you would imagine, and guess that a minister off the back of that, or a senior figure in the government, will come out to reassure people and provide an update as to what's happening on this front. As Tom said, we don't have a timeline. The good news is though, and it's a pretty significant bit of good news, that this wasn't a hack or an adversary, another state actor involved here, from what we understand and what the cybersecurity coordinator has said via a public statement today, that this wasn't a malicious attack from their advice at this moment, from what they can ascertain. So that's the good news, because what it means is that CrowdStrike, this massive global malware company, a cybersecurity company, can work to try and fix it. But as one security expert put it to me earlier, this is an example, a reminder of how critical the tech supply chain is. And on this occasion, we're relieved to the extent that it wasn't a malicious act, but if it was, they could then be planning other ways to knock down the system. And that's what our governments obviously have to be aware of over coming years.
Highlighting the vulnerability of it. This one company, I mean, that I hadn't heard of before today.
No,
Kieran, and that's totally, upending right now just the functioning of our lives and the economy. It's just gone, 13 past 5 in the afternoon Australian time. So this is the end of the working week. So people running an office, it's not too bad for them. In Britain, they're waking up. It's just gone past 8 o'clock. I saw the reports are starting there that banks are offline, that supermarkets are offline, that airlines are offline as well. And the US, well, they're a bit further behind. So this is going to be an entire working day, and people getting out there will probably be waking up in a couple of hours there and realising the extent of the system. So I have seen already, this is affecting every continent in the world. I've seen US, Philippines, Japan, UK, Germany, New Zealand, Canada. These are all reports, all different people. Netherlands saying our office is down, our area is down. I saw oil services, an oil company was down in Europe, AGL here, Coles, banks. And the customers that this company has in Australia include several of our biggest banks. I saw Telstra, Vodafone and Optus listed. I'm not saying they have an outage, I'm saying they're listed as CrowdStrike's companies when you go to the website. And that's a concern, because so far this seems to be basically any company that had this update pushed, they weren't ticking something or saying, yep, let's do it, this just happens. It wasn't you starting up a computer.
And as you said just a moment ago, the US coming and waking up a few hours later, and a number of those, hundreds of thousands of people, will be waking up to the news that American Airlines and Delta have asked the Federal Aviation Administration for a global ground stop on all flights. So we're not talking about something that's just impacting supermarkets and TV stations. This is airlines as well, and banks. And so billions and billions of dollars of cost with this catastrophic outage from CrowdStrike.